Hi again, everyone. I'm olliemathews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from 22 Anon, and here's his story. Hi, Ollie. I'd like to use the pseudonym, please. I'll be 22 Anon. I've been meaning to write for a while now, but I never know where to begin. Something happened over this weekend that I feel would be a good start for trying to explain the clown world I live in. I'm 35 and I was diagnosed with autism 6 years ago. It was a big revelation that allowed me to re examine my life through the correct lens. I wrote a blog post at the time that touched on how damaged my relationship with my mother had been. I stupidly thought things would get better between us. And I've said this about late stage autism diagnoses. It's not usually autism, it's usually CPTSD or PTSD from being raised by a narcissistic parent or a borderline mother. My newfound clarity From my newfound clarity, I was able to see that autism didn't explain everything that was going on in my head. I started looking into complex PTSD. Exactly. Good. And was shocked at how much it explained things, and was even more shocked at how cluster B disorders like BPD and vulnerable narcissism explain my family members, particularly my mother's and hers. Exactly. That is exactly it. And I'm glad you were able to do that on your own. That it's not and that just goes to show you these doctors, they don't know. They don't know. There is a narcissism epidemic. There is a borderline epidemic. That's why my channel is called Societal Narcissism. They cannot empathize with other people and will say and do hurtful things. When you try to explain how what they just said or did was hurtful, they cannot see that they have done anything wrong, or they just don't want to see it. All they see is that you have just tried to hurt them for no good reason, for so they Darvo. It's so helpful to have a name for this tactic. Their goal is to make you so confused and upset they can use your reaction to justify their victim status. I have long given up on trying to talk to either of them about anything deeper than what is for dinner. Back when I was young and naive, I tried to talk to Mom about the way she is. At first she denied, but I brought clear examples to her. When she couldn't deny, she broke down crying, saying, "It's just the way I am," over and over. When I pushed more, saying this isn't a personality thing, it's a mental health thing, and that she needs help, she became enraged, started screaming, and began smashing dinner plates on the floor. Borderline personality disorder. That is borderline personality disorder to a T, 101, right there. My dog had to jump out of the way to miss being hit by one. This led to my dad telling me another story about her violence, which I will save for another time. Hopefully that background gives some context for this weekend's events. You still got them in your life, man? This only gets worse. Borderlines only get worse as they age. She maintains a fake happy demeanor most of the time. If you do not go along with it, she will instantly flip to nasty pissed off mode. I was sick and couldn't walk my dogs that afternoon. Usually when this happens, I will take them around the garden for 20 minutes and that is enough. But she heard this and jumped into victim mode. "Oh, thanks. I guess I'll do it then." I said, "You don't normally feel like you have to, and that I have already taken them around the garden." But no, she found a way to inconvenience herself in order to be angry at me. She cannot pass up at a chance to be angry at me. That's what the borderline does. The borderline looks for excuses to come after you, to have a breakdown, to make your life miserable. And if she doesn't have a reason, she'll invent a reason. What's worse is my oldest dog had a limp that day, which means he usually wouldn't be taken out anyway. But she wasn't listening to anyone at that stage, so this dog didn't get the rest it needed because she was in angry victim mode. I see these events as the fake happy mask slipping. I say to myself, there she is. That's the mom I remember. These events trigger emotional flashbacks in me of all the times she had behaved this way throughout my life, and it's like I relived the damage I sustained all over again. Listen, the real them is going to come out over and over and over again because that's who they are. For my own mental health, I had to withdraw from her and the rest of the family. Her parents, the monsters who created my mom, live with us, so I have 3 potential sources of triggers. So for the next 3 days, I rarely left my room and avoided talking to anyone. All I had to do was wait it out until mom leaves to go on vacation next week. Well, sounds like she's got a tough life. She has only just started going on vacations without us this year, and it's been heaven having her away for 7 whole days. Because I've been so upset with her, I've been talking out loud to myself, saying things like, I don't want you to come back. I can't control my thinking out loud. I catch myself doing it and suspect she eavesdrops, and many have heard this. Dude, I do the same thing. So many of us talk out loud, say things in our sleep. Like, just start talking. You don't even realize you're doing it. Ask Charlene. I mean, I'll deny it to her. I don't know what you're doing. I can't tell you how much I just start talking and having arguments out loud. And that is a direct result of being raised by a borderline. Charlene, do I talk out loud and have arguments out of nowhere?
Yes.
With nobody?
Yes.
That's a lie. I don't know why you tell these lies about me. That's a lie. It happens. Anyway, and it happens in my sleep. And I've talked about that. I do not sleep well. I do not sleep easy. I sleep angry. I'm constantly yelling in my sleep. And who do you think I'm yelling at all the time? Who do you think these arguments are about all the time? So you are not alone. You got to get out. The only way it subsides is if you get away from them and keep them away. She was supposed to have left early this morning, but late last night she started calling out in pain from her bed. She says a pain in one of her arms has spread to the other arm and one of her legs. Let me guess, is it because of your dogs? Is it because she had to walk the dog? I felt obligated to show some concern, so I came and heard her say all of this. She cannot go on this vacation because of the pain. Something was off about her demeanor, though. 1 minute she can't talk and is groaning in agony, and the next she calmly spoke several sentences, then seemingly remember, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be in pain, and resume the groaning. My dilemma is I am immediately suspicious that she's lying to spite me. Of course she is. Of course she is. And I highly doubt she's actually going to miss her vacation. I really do. She just wants as much blood and misery from you until she goes. She was clearly hurt that I was avoiding her and barely speaking to her. She probably did overhear my thinking out loud, and based off her past behavior, I can't put it past her to pull something like this just as a fuck you. It's like she got my barriers down by making me show concern for her, and also got a little spiteful win because she knows I was looking forward to her being gone. You can't ever let them know. Until you're ready to go and get out, you can't let them know. You can't. But then I kept thinking that if she's telling the truth, then it makes me quite the asshole. Why are you the asshole? You're not the asshole. The borderline is always the asshole. The borderline is always the asshole. Do not fall for her histrionics. Do not fall for her fake medical emergencies. Do not fall for it. I imagine the 22 and the anon is your age, so you're still a pretty young guy. You got to get away. You got to cut these people out of your life because this is only going to get worse as she gets older. It's going to be more medical emergencies. I'm dying. I'm this. I'm that. You need this out of your life. Stat. But I didn't just decide to be suspicious. This hasn't come out of nowhere. All I have ever done is reacted to her bullshit. If your son thinks you're a liar, it's probably because you lied to him in the past. Right now, she's in the hospital. They love going to the hospital. They love the attention. If my suspicions are correct, then doctors will have no clear diagnosis for her. She will probably be given some painkillers and anti-inflammatories, and her pain will clear up quickly and will never recur or be mentioned again. Or she wants painkillers for her vacation, so she has something to party with. Because borderlines love their pills. They love them. Thanks for all you do, Ollie. Also, fuck you, Diane. 22 and on. Yeah, fuck you, Diane. Fuck all you. Understand something, Anon. The borderline is always the asshole. And the longer you subject yourself to her histrionic bullshit, the worse it's going to get. She's not going to get any better. She's only going to get worse. And you, if you are like me, who, this shit weighs on, and you're thinking about it, and as you're thinking about it, you're talking, you're saying things, you're just spouting out comments out of nowhere. Believe me, I do the same thing. I don't. I do the same thing. But if you're somebody who does that, you can't be around the person that you're fucking, that's making you do it in the first place. So, I'm assuming you're a pretty young guy, but you really need to be formulating a plan to cut this woman complete, and anybody who puts up with her or tolerates her completely out of your life. And the fact that she's there, and so are her parents who created the monster, dude, you are on a slippery slope of down the rabbit hole. Now is the time to get out. But don't go around ever thinking that you're the asshole. The borderline is always the asshole. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and story, 22 and on. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you want me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also be sure, and now more than ever, to subscribe to both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on Twitter, Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.